Not only am I gonna give you simple things you can practice so you can make half cabs, I'm gonna teach you everything you need to know to do half cabs like a pro. Thank you for watching. Make sure you like and subscribe to this channel right now so you never miss a video from us. Okay, let's do it. We're gonna separate half cabs into 3 different sections: the pop, the rotation, and the landing. To get the pop properly, you have to be balanced at the bottom of your squat. To do this in a way that works for a half cab, take your squat and rotate a little bit. It would be front side. Sometimes that's confusing to think about it like that. So I would think about it more like I want to have an open stance and then I'm gonna close it as I jump. I don't like thinking about like, okay, rotate front side and then jump and spin backside. That gets a little bit confusing. So as you get to the bottom of your squat, open your stance a little bit. That's very important. Don't misinterpret that. Most people hear that and go, okay, Mitchie, and then open their stance and then squat and lose their rotation at the bottom. That is the opposite of what you want to do. You want to power up down into the ground and wind up at the same time, so then you can unwind as you're jumping. Let me reiterate that. That's very different than rotating, then squatting to a neutral, and then trying to spin out of that. A quick thing you can practice just to get your fakie ollies working towards half cabs is do that wind up at the bottom of your squat and then do a fakie ollie and rotate a little bit backside. Then you'll land in like essentially a switch position. This way you could practice how your body's gonna move, but you don't have to worry about bringing your board around. The next piece is how we get the board to rotate. We're gonna rotate the board by using the leverage that you gain by dipping the nose low in the air. Essentially, you need to be able to do this. An ollie where you land on the nose. Because after you get that nose low is where you can really push on it to get it around the corner. If your nose stays high the whole time, that's okay. You can rotate like that, but you're gonna struggle with your height and you're not really gonna be able to turn it into other tricks like half cab flips or even fakie trays, things like that. A cool thing you can practice would be a fakie ollie and then you land with your front trucks first. That is the rhythm we're gonna use when we're rotating. Landing half cabs is my favorite part because once you get halfway, you no longer have to rely on your shoulders and you can use your legs and your feet to do a lot of maneuvering with the board to finish the rotation like that. So I want you to pop and land halfway and then push your front foot straight forward without moving the rest of your body. This is exactly what you're gonna do while you're in the air. You're just gonna pop, rotate halfway, and then push on your front foot to finish the rotation. Some mistakes you're likely to encounter is falling forward towards the direction you're skating as you pop. This seems to be a very intuitive thing whenever you're going fakie or nollie. It seems to pull you off the leading side of the board. You can combat this in a few ways. The first thing you can do is make sure you're wound up at the bottom of your squat. This will naturally hold you towards your front foot and not the tail. It's unnatural to have a good wind up at the bottom of your squat and then throw yourself off the edge. If you don't wind up, you're almost guaranteed to throw yourself off the tail because you have no rotational power built into your squat. So your instincts kick in and say, I have to lean to create rotation just because you didn't wind up. The next way you can avoid falling off of the tail is pushing your back foot backwards through the pop. This will keep your board out in front of you and then let you rotate behind it. If I push my board this way, obviously I'm gonna go flying off of the edge and the board's not gonna come with me. The last thing you can do to avoid falling off the tail is do the rotation with your front foot instead of your back foot. You have to imagine yourself sitting behind the skateboard, having your front foot somewhere around the nose and pushing on it to get it forward. That's naturally gonna keep you on this side. If I'm trying to do all the rotation with my back foot, I'm just gonna rotate out of it early and then push my back foot backwards to get it to rotate. All of that leads to some bad habits, especially when you pick up a lot of speed or you're dealing with transitions. Here are 3 things that you can do to land your first half cab. Number 1, fakie kick turn. Focus on a smooth rotation through your whole body and pairing that with your kick turn in a way where it feels like you just have to lift your front foot and then push it forward. I don't want you pulling yourself around the corner with your whole body. Do that until you feel comfortable with it. Then move on to the same motion, but add a small hippie jump where you hit the tail on the ground. The actual pop will just be like this. You're not worried about getting your tail into the air. You're just trying to make contact with the ground as you do your fakie kick turn. You'll notice just how sensitive your balance gets as you start jumping. If you lose balance on your half cab that you just did, go back to your fakie kick turn and try to solve your problem in the easier version of the trick, and then go back to jumping. The last thing that I want you to practice to improve your half cabs is just really strong fakie ollies where you get your tail high into the air. The better your fakie ollie, the better your half cab will be. If you combine these 3 motions, now you have a great foundation to have proper half cabs. I hope you found this video useful, and I hope you get on your board and you can do half cabs easily. Thank you for watching. We have videos right here for you to choose from. One of these will be placed by us, and the other one is just gonna be the algorithm saying, hey, stay on YouTube. You gotta watch this. Give us ad rev.